Paul Finebaum must be stopped. He said one of the most outrageous things that I've ever heard a college football analyst say. He called Arch Manning the best quarterback that college football has seen since Tim Tebow came into play in 2006. That is just downright blasphemy on so many different levels. First of all, Paul Finebaum is disrespecting the greatness of Cam Newton. Cam Newton is the second best quarterback in the history of this sport behind Tim Tebow. When he walked into Auburn, he immediately not just made them the best team in the SEC, but he won them the national championship solely by himself damn near. The other NFL player that he played with on that squad was Nick Fairley. That was it. His receivers weren't good. His offensive line wasn't that good. Hell, his coach wasn't that good. Right after he left, Gene Chizik, 2 years removed from that national championship that Cam Newton won him, got fired and he was replaced by Gus Malzahn. What about Lamar Jackson? Lamar had one of the most video game-like seasons that we've ever seen a quarterback put up when he won the Heisman at Louisville. What about Baker Mayfield? He had a storied career at Oklahoma. He was a multiple-time Heisman finalist playing for the Sooners. There are just so many great quarterbacks that have come after Tim Tebow that it makes it outrageous for Paul Finebaum to say that Arch Manning is already better than all of those guys when we've only seen him start in 2 games. And the Arch Manning hype is the sole reason why guys like him oftentimes disappoint. Because it's not that they end up being bad. Arch Manning definitely should become a really good quarterback. But if he doesn't live up to the high level of expectations that the media has set for him, if he doesn't win the Heisman, if he doesn't have Joe Burrow 2019-like numbers, people are going to view him as a disappointment when he could still be a good enough quarterback to win a national championship for Texas. He could still be the number 1 overall pick in the NFL draft whenever he chooses to come out. But with all of this hype that guys like Paul Finebaum are giving him, saying that he's the best quarterback since Tim Tebow, it's how guys like Arch Manning end up disappointing, not because they don't play well on the field, but because they don't justify the amount of hype that they receive in the offseason. We've seen it so many times with guys like DJ Uiagalelei, who was supposed to be the next great Clemson quarterback when Trevor Lawrence left. And we saw how that worked out. Expectations can be a killer. That's one of the oldest sayings that still holds true to this day in life. You are defined by your expectations. They can make or break you. And the expectations that Paul Finebaum is putting on Arch Manning, it's just too high to live up to. Tim Tebow not only is the best quarterback that college football has ever had, but he's the most accomplished. He was a Heisman finalist for 3 straight years. He won a national championship. He's kind of like a folklore of college football in a sense. You know, he's like a mystical figure in this sport. When you think about college football, if college football had a face as a player, it would be Tim Tebow. So to say that Arch Manning is the best quarterback since Tim Tebow entered the scene in 2006, it's just outrageous. They just let anybody talk on ESPN nowadays, huh? That's what ESPN has become. It's just trying to say the most outlandish things possible. What happened to giving good analysis that was rooted in facts and substance? We don't have any facts that Arch Manning is going to be as good as what Tim Tebow was. I get everybody can make predictions and projections, but this one is kind of out there.